Hi everyone, my name is Piterpakulski. Today we'll continue building financial model for a Uber, Lyft or taxi business idea. And today we have a very interesting topic. Today we will be answering one of the most simple and at the same time complicated questions: how much money we need to start our business idea. Please like, share, subscribe. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. At the end screen of this video, I will give you the link to the playlist where I will be keeping all these tutorials. And when I completely finish this model, I will give you all the links on the process of how I created this model from scratch at the description of this video as well, so you will be able to watch all the process, all the tutorials absolutely free from the very beginning. So today we are answering the topic of our video is financing. First of all, let's briefly run through what we did before. So we started with describing different types of trips that we have, their mileage, duration, revenues. We can switch them on and off. Then we started with creation of portraits, how many trips we have on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday inside it. So we described the typical week. Then we created the interface where we are able to switch on and off different days of the week from calculations. We can add coefficients to amount of trips. We can set up limits for mileage, for duration, daily duration of the car being online. So then we created the interface where we are setting up how fast we are achieving our target revenues. Then we start describing our car, its mileage when it is old, the price of the new car, the price when the car gets old, down payment, interest rate, loan term. Then we describing dealership maintenance. Then we describe parts expenses during operating activity of the. Then we started talking about investment plan for the car. Then we described fixed costs. If they have some seasonality, we started talking about the typical year. Then we moved to gasoline, Uber, Lyft commission, payroll, the driver's payroll. Then so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in a fleet. Then we moved to, so all blue cells, by the way, are inputs. So this is the some kind of a dashboard where we can name our cars, we can switch them on and off from calculations, we can set up when operating activity starts for each car, and what type of financing for this specific car we're using, so a loan or our own funds, so lease or our own funds. Then we have a management company, we can switch it on and off. We have payroll for this management company, we have fixed costs for management company, we have investment plan for management company. Then we have a loan. We can link this loan to the management company or take an independent and look at this loan, set up this loan independently. So here we can specify the amount of loan, interest rate, loan term, grace period for interest payments and principal payments. Here we can specify when we get this loan, if it is independent and is not linked to the management company. Then here we can specify taxes, and then finally all story comes into cash flow statement. So what is the rule, basic rule for when we start calculating the amount of money that we need? So first of all, we need to build all that stuff that I was describing a few moments before. Then we need to build the cash flow statement, so it is necessary. And then if we look at the last line of the cash flow statement, cash balance at the end of the period, so this line must be positive or zero. So if we see somewhere during the timeline we see the negative values, this means that we don't have enough money in our project and we need to finance this cash gap. So these red values are called cash gap. So we need to look at the last line of the cash flow statement, cash balance at the end of the period, and choose the pocket from which we are going to finance these gap. So we have, in this case, we have two pockets. We have our own pocket and we have a loan. First of all, let's look at our own pocket. So we can go here and just look at this value and take this value with an opposite sign. So we have 0, then here we need $30,000. Here we need 15. So here we need this amount. So we can, for example, look further. So here we can see that, let's put here 0, so the maximum value, let's put here $1 million. Here we can see that for these 3 months we were eating this $1 million, and now we need more. So let's say here let's put another $300,000. Here we need, let's say, $60,000. And here we need 2,927, and that's it. And if we go to the end of our timeline here and create a total, so we will be able to see that we need $1.6 million to start this story. And now we can create a table called financing. This will be type of financing. This will be equity, loan, here we have totals, total financing needed, so equity I will pull from here, then loan I will pull, just a second, I will pull it from here. Now let's look at another scenario. For example, let's put here a 0, and let's assume that we have combined story. So for example, in February 23, so 23 February, we're gonna get $1 million loan. So this will be an independent loan, $1 million, we will have no grace periods. So here we have this loan. We can see this loan added to our financing, and here we still see the cash gap. And now we are doing the same exercise. So we are taking, for example, $500, thousands, then for example let's take another 250, then we need 56, 56061 62. So now here we can look forward, and we don't see negative values here. This means that we don't have cash gaps. So this is the amount of our money from the pocket that we need. This is the loan amount. All these numbers are running here, and this is the total amount of financing that we need. But what we can do, we can try to automate. So as soon as we start playing with inputs, we will be creating a huge amount of different scenarios, and we need to automate the financing because it will take us a long time to calculate, to put these numbers, to avoid cash gaps. So we can a little bit simplify this story. So how we can do that? So let's copy the timeline. So let's name it just cash flow. So what I will do now, I will take the result from operating activity plus the result from investment activity, then plus loan, and then minus all these values from financing activity. Then I will extrapolate this formula to the right and make it cumulative. Now let's extrapolate this formula to the right. And here I will use minimum function. So now I know minimum value in this line, and what I will do now, I can go here, for example, press equals, add minus sign, and here then I will link this minus sign to this cell, and then magic will happen. So now when we will look at the cash balance at the end of the period, we don't see any cash gaps. So now we know exactly how much financing we need, depending on how we would like to split it. So for example, I would like to take a $500,000 loan. This means I will need this amount of money from my pocket. And if I look at the cash balance at the end of the period, I don't see any cash gaps here. So I can, for example, take $1.5 million loan. I can see how the structure of financing is changing. We don't see cash gaps. So now we can quickly create a huge amount of scenarios. Just look at this simple table and we will be able to see how much financing we need in this scenario, that scenario. So if you start testing your business ideas, how flexible your business idea, this will be a very helpful tool to see quickly how much money you need in this case, in that case. So this is very quick instrument to give you the info whether your is this scenario is real or not, because you will be able to see whether you have this amount of money or you don't have, or you need to make some adjustments to your business idea. So, and you won't be able to manually place your own funds here, so this will save you a lot of time. So this table automizes a huge amount of time when people go through the cash flow statement and put manually their financing inside. So like, share guys, subscribe. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. At the end screen of this video, will give you the links to the playlist where I will be keeping all these tutorials. And when I finish this model completely, I will give you all the links on tutorials in the description of this video as well, so you may watch one by one absolutely free. So thank you guys for watching. See you next videos. Thank you and bye.